Good morning, this is David Wendell with BushcraftOnFire, and we're pleased to be with you for another video. After our video the other day on fire and on making fuzz sticks, some people had asked about how to make the pine sticks, or what we call fatwood. And so I want to take you out into the bush today. I want to show you how to do that. We'll go out and we'll gather some wood, and then we'll come back here and process it. Alright, I'm out here with the pine trees. You can see these pines right around me. And what I've done, I found a couple of stumps here, and you can see these stumps are kind of rotten on the outside, but on the inside they're filled with great sap. So I'm going to cut some of these out and show you what we've got. Alright, here's a couple that I've got. You can see them here. What we're going to do, we're going to take these home and we're going to process these so that you can see how to make the pine sticks out of them, or the fatwood. Alright, what I'm doing, I'm getting as much of that rotten junk, because remember, this was a stump that was buried in the ground. With all the rain we've had, there's quite a bit of rotten. But inside that rotten, you can see this nice, dry, and you see the red on here, that's rosin, this real piece of rosinous wood. So now we've got past all that junk. What we're going to do is we're going to take our knife and we're going to split this down, and we're going to find out how many sticks we can get out of this. I usually make my sticks about 6 inches long by about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch wide. So let's cut a couple out of here and see what we got. Now you can see at the top up here, it's still got a little bit of rot, but that's okay, because we're getting down to splitting out, and you can see the difference where that redwood is. So we'll just keep knocking off some of this rotten stuff, and I'll pull out my mower to finish this in a few minutes. Alright, now here's a real good piece. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut that right off. But that's a good piece. You can see the coloration in there. We'll set that aside and see how many more we can find out of here. Alright, so you can see I'm just getting this rotten stuff off here. Now honestly, that won't hurt too bad. Not going to hurt anything, but just take it off, because I'm going to probably go ahead and put these in my pack down the road. I'm going to do just baton with this mower for a minute. The mower is a plenty strong knife to baton with, folks. If you need a mower to do the work, it'll do it. So here's a couple more pieces. Just get some more of that rotten off of there. And again, the only reason I'm getting that rot off of there, if I was using it in the bush, I'd just leave it. But I'm going to probably pack these out into my bag. These will keep real well in a piece of plastic or a paper bag or just a possibles bag. No worries. You might want to dry them out a little bit first if you're going to do that. There's a couple nice pieces that we got just from that half. Let's put that out again. And you can see, nice and dry, nice and rosinous. You can see the different colors in there, and that's what we want. There's a difference between rotten and this black. If you can see that glistening in the sun here, beautiful to have sun, by the way. That's all the rosin. I mean, that's just pouring out of there. Alright, this is all the pitch that we got out of that one small root. Well, let's take the other root. I have a feeling that root's not going to be so good, but let me set this aside for just a minute where it's going to be safe. And we'll see if there's anything inside this. I have a feeling this may be too rotten, so let me just cut into this a little bit, see if we have any heart at all. You really need to get down into that heart. This is mostly punk. There, feels like it's hard in there. No, everything in here is punk. So this piece is no good, and again, it's kind of hit and miss sometimes. I might be able to find a little bit in here, but it's not really worth the work. This piece isn't going to be near as good as that other piece was. So we've got this pitch. Let's just make a little feather stick out of this. And we'll just cut off these nice thin strips. And when I get this down to a decent feather stick, I'll be back with you. Now again, the nice thing about this is this will burn even when it's wet, if I can get it lit today with this wind. So let's try. My lighter doesn't want to light in this wind. And there you go. You can see that that's burning strong. And that's going to start pretty much any fire that you need. So these pitch sticks, or as a lot of people call them, Fatwood, are a really good source to start your fire. They're easy to get. Remember, you want to go down and you want to get that root and take that root right out of the ground and use that, because that's where all your pitch is. What happens is the tree dies, it keeps putting sap up, but the sap has nowhere to go, and so it's going to light your fire for you because you're going to get that pitch out of there. What I'm doing here, and you can see how windy it is, it's just blowing this stuff around, but I'm making some very fine shavings. I don't even know if this is going to work. I'm going to set my cotton ball here for a minute just to hold those shavings in place. But I want to try and show you this without using the cotton ball. Let's use this one here. And I'm going to just scrape down here with my knife, dragging. And you can see there's real fine shavings coming off of here. Some people call this Maya dust. And this will actually take a spark from a ferro rod. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to scrape a small pile of this, and if I can keep it together, then I'm going to show you how to do this with just a ferro rod in the bush. Because it's a little bit easier on a windy day like this to light with a ferro rod than it is to light with matches. So we'll get a good pile of this and we'll be back with you. We've got a small pile of this Maya dust, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just see if I can start this. There you go. I'm going to take some small shavings off of here, and I'm going to rely on something I carry with me all the time in the bush, which is just a small cotton ball. Put all these shavings on top of here, and then we'll get a piece of this feather stick. And one strike of a ferro rod should take us right to a fire here, no problem at all. What I'll do is just use the back end of my mower. Now a lot of people, when they're using they'll strike real hard. You know, you can just push down. And there you go, you've got a fire. And you see how fast that Fatwood catches? And it's just burning strong. So that's the way to do it in the bush. This is Dave Wonder with Bushcraft on Fire. Hope you've enjoyed this episode on making Fatwood or pitch sticks. Have a great day and join us again for another video.